Hey, good morning, Choice Residential. Hope your day's off to a wonderful start. So, if you've ever taken a listing and had a seller who wanted to terminate that listing early, you know that doesn't feel good. But it especially doesn't feel good when you've spent hundreds or thousands of dollars plus countless hours preparing the home for sale, getting it up on the market, and then marketing it once it's active. And so you do have the option when you're taking a listing to include language that would spell out that you are to be reimbursed for those expenses in that time if a seller decides to terminate early. Now, it's important from a customer service perspective that you don't try to handcuff sellers to a listing agreement if their circumstances may have changed and they want to terminate or take the house off the market. So it's usually good business practice to give them that kind of easy out opportunity. But you want to protect yourself, your money, and your time by including language about a reimbursement. Now, you don't have to do that. So if you're comfortable doing things the way you're doing them now, that's perfectly fine. But if you've thought about in the past that maybe you would like to add some language, I want to just give you a suggestion on what you could add in the additional provisions section of your listing agreement. Now, keep in mind, it doesn't need to read exactly this way. This is just a suggestion. If you have different wording that you would like for me to look over, by all means, send it over and I'm happy to give you my feedback. But you could write into the additional provisions section of the listing agreement something along the lines of this. Firm and seller agree that at any time, seller may decide that they want to terminate the listing agreement. Firm agrees to comply with such a request under the condition that seller agrees to reimburse firm X number of dollars, fill in the blank, for the time and marketing expense related to listing seller's home for sale. So that would be a simple way to put some language in there that protects you, because there have been cases where sellers want to withdraw a home from the market. The listing agent agrees, and then it dawns on them that they have spent $500 or $1,000 or sometimes more, maybe sometimes much more in addition to their time in marketing and preparing the property for sale. They would like to ask for that reimbursement, but since it wasn't talked about when they were taking the listing, sometimes you get a negative response back from the seller because they weren't prepared to pay that money. So if you are of the mindset that you would like to be reimbursed if a seller does decide to take it off the market prematurely, then it's a good idea to add that into your listing agreement. Now, keep in mind that if the listing just simply expires and runs out of time as per the listing agreement, there will be no reimbursement. That is just the risk you take when you take a listing. So if you have questions about that, or again, if you have additional or different language you'd like for me to look at, please send it over. I'll give you my feedback. And as always, I'm just a phone call away. Thanks.